Here are 10 times celebrities shut down disrespectful interviewers in the most brutal way possible. Starting off with the least brutal, we have none other than the legendary Chelsea Handler. In March 2014, Chelsea Handler gave Piers Morgan a dose of his own medicine. The interview quickly went south when Piers got distracted by his phone, diverting all the attention away from his guest.
You tweet very amusingly.
I wish you did. I mean, in the middle of the commercial break, I want your viewers to know, they must know because they're probably following you on Twitter. I mean, you can't even pay attention for 60 seconds. You're a terrible interviewer.
Well, you just weren't keeping my attention. That's
well,
more
but
an issue
that's
for you
not
than
my
me.
problem.
Well, it is your problem.
This is your show. You have to pay attention to the guests that you invited on your show.
If they're interesting enough.
Yeah, they listen, it doesn't matter how interesting I am. You signed up for this job.
Of course it does.
Well, maybe that's why your job is coming to an end.
The interview then ended with Piers asking her a question she'd been dying to hear.
What's the moment if I said to you, I can give you one moment back in your life to repeat right now? What would you choose?
It would be spending this hour differently.
Can't you try and be nice?
When Matthew McConaughey had a tense face-off with Joy Behar after she interrupted him just to take a dig at his close friend, tennis champion Novak Djokovic.
Anyway, yeah, I was happy to be in his box. Got to sit behind his parents, which was really awesome to see them when he brings them up and where they started.
Anti-vaxxer?
An anti-vaxxer?
I believe so, yeah. Just so you know.
Way to bring it down.
Things only escalated when McConaughey's potential political career came up, with Behar nearly derailing his campaign before it even began.
You would get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is playing a game that I'm not interested in playing. To give you a direct statement right there.
From that moment on, his frustration became unmistakable, much like Tom Cruise's reaction when an interviewer pried into his then recent divorce from Nicole Kidman.
Was Nicole the love of your life?
What do you mean, Peter?
You were married for 10 years.
Listen, we raised children.
After failing to read the room, the interviewer doubled down with yet another intrusive question, prompting Cruise to decisively shut him down.
And do you have a relationship where you talk, it's a parenting relationship, and talk professionally about each other's work?
Listen, here's the thing, Peter.
Yeah.
You're stepping over a line now. You're stepping over a line. You know you are.
I suppose they're questions
Peter,
that people want to know.
Peter, you want to know. Take responsibility for what you want to know. Don't say what other people. This is a conversation that I'm having with you right now.
You're right.
Okay, so I'm just telling you right now, okay? Just put your manners back in.
On July 7th, 2014, Joan Rivers appeared on CNN to promote her book Diary of a Mad Diva.
My last book was on the bestseller list 19 weeks, so my producer's not a fool. She said, write another. So I said, about what? She said, well, you're funny every day. Write about what annoys you or makes you laugh every day. And that's how the book came about. It was so great to write.
What started as a standard interview quickly spiraled out of control when the reporter made an out-of-hand remark about her fashion critiquing.
Even with your fashion critiquing, while it's very mean in some ways, people can't wait to hear what you have to say. Really?
It's not mean. It's not mean. I tell the truth. I'm sure I say the same things that all your viewers say to their friends sitting next to them on the couch.
Instead of taking the hint to move on, the interviewer doubled down. But Joan isn't one to let things slide.
About feelings being hurt.
Well, not when it's about dresses. It's not about them. It's about clothing.
The breaking point came when the reporter steered the conversation toward animal rights activism in an attempt to back Joan into a corner.
Your book, you're wearing a fur, and you knew that there would probably be animal rights activists.
You know, this whole interview is becoming a defensive interview.
No!
Are you wearing leather shoes?
Yes!
Shut up.
I'm talking.
You know what I mean? I don't want to hear. You're wearing fur. You're wearing leather shoes.
I'm not an activist,
You're eating chicken.
Yeah.
You're eating meat. I don't want to hear this nonsense. Stop it with, and you do this, and you're mean, and you're that. You are not the one to interview a person who does humor. Sorry.
Are we serious?
The next comedian on this list didn't just take a stand. He gave the hosts a lesson in proper interviewing etiquette. On June 17, 2013, Russell Brand appeared on MSNBC's Morning Joe show to promote his event.
Russell Brand, this summer he's embarking on his first ever worldwide comedy tour.
Things started going downhill when the hosts openly admitted they didn't know who he was.
All right, joining us now, he's a really big deal.
He's a big deal.
I know. I'm told this. I'm not very pop cultured, I'm sorry. Comedian, movie star, author, and host of the show Brand X, Russell Brand.
Brand went on to explain his love for stand-up comedy.
The thing I enjoy most is stand-up comedy because you're direct with your audience. You can't be misinterpreted. People can't get confused. You know what happens if you work in media? People like to change the information so that it suits a particular agenda. If you're in a room with people, then what you're saying is clear.
But instead of addressing his point, the host turned it into a joke about his accent.
Funny, the accent, you know, when I see him in person, it's totally fine. Forgetting Sarah Marshall or the TV show, it's fine. But on satellite radio in the car, I can't understand a single joke you say.
You can't understand it.
Can you understand me?
The female co-host then jumped in with a comment of her own.
I think I'm just this is my first
brand experience.
Yeah. I think it's not listening to him, it's experience. It's just sort of taking it all in.
And that was the final straw. Brand called out their unprofessionalism right then and there.
You're talking about me as if I'm not here and as if I'm an extraterrestrial. You know I'm from a country that's near to you.
Window dummy. We're just sort of admiring the whole, it's the whole thing, isn't it?
Well, thank you for your casual objectification.
Jim Carrey encountered a reporter who tried to make fun of his painful recent divorce. On September 10th, 2017, Jim Carrey attended New York Fashion Week, where he unexpectedly ran into E! News interviewer Kat Sadler on the red carpet.
Jim Carrey, yes.
What?
I've covered a lot of fashion weeks. This is the first time I've run into Jim Carrey.
Excited to interview the legendary actor, the reporter opened with an insensitive question.
Is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine.
Understandably stunned, Jim was baffled and went on to say something unforgettable.
I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're celebrating.
You got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons?
Trying to salvage the conversation, she attempted to shift the tone.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
But Carrey finished it off with an iconic line that left the audience speechless.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut her down now.
But few celebrities have endured a more publicly humiliating interview than Lindsay Lohan, who found herself mocked over her personal and legal troubles during a widely criticized appearance on David Letterman's show.
Aren't you supposed to be in rehab now? And how long will you be in rehab?
3 months.
How many times have you been in rehab?
Several.
And how will this time be different? What are they rehabbing, first of all? What is on their list? What are they going to work on when you walk through the door?
We didn't discuss this in the pre-interview.
Lohan had come on to promote her upcoming movie, but instead, she was forced to navigate a relentless barrage of cruel jokes at her expense.
You have to be in rehab May 2nd. Are you going to be there? You'll be there, right? Who's taking you to rehab? You don't want to talk about that either, right?
Oh, God.
When you go to the rehab, what do they do?
We're here for a movie.
We have to what?
Let's stay on the positive.
Oh,
aside from that side of the positive.
Yeah. All right.
Come on now.
Things got so uncomfortable that she was visibly on the verge of tears, her voice shaking as she struggled to keep her composure.
No, but I don't want people to think that I'm making a joke of that.
No, you shouldn't make a joke
I'm not.
because this could be good for you. It will be good for you.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. Have you been to this place?
No, it's not like a joking matter.
No.
When it comes to shutting down inappropriate questions, though, perhaps no one does it better than Tom Hardy. His 2015 exchange with a reporter who pried into his personal life spread like wildfire online.
Your own sexuality seems a bit more ambiguous. Do you find it hard for celebrities to talk to media about their sexuality?
What on earth are you on about?
Despite his obvious irritation, Hardy kept his cool, earning praise for the way he set firm boundaries.
But what is your question?
I was wondering if you find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality.
I don't find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality. Are you asking me about my sexuality?
Sure.
Why?
Why?
Thank you.
Okay.
But if you thought that moment was awkward, Just wait until you see how he handled an even more disrespectful interviewer in the next painfully uncomfortable exchange.
I have a question for Tom Hardy. Tom, I'll preface my remarks by saying that I have 5 sisters, a wife, a daughter, and a mother, so I know what it's like to be outgunned by estrogen. But I just wanted to ask you, as you were reading the script, did you ever think, why are all these women in here? I thought this was supposed to be a man's movie.
No. Not for 1 minute.
Good for you.
That's kind of obvious.
Hardy's Dark Knight Rises co-star Anne Hathaway also had to put a rude reporter in their place when they fixated on her physical fitness.
You are in phenomenal shape.
Thank you.
You're very
gracious.
You're always in great shape, but you had to make sure you were in perfect shape for this one, didn't you?
It wasn't about being in perfect shape, it was about being able to do the stunts and the fighting perfectly.
As the interviewer kept pressing, Hathaway's frustration became more and more apparent.
Is there a certain regimen you put yourself through in terms of the diet, the workout? What is the feline fitness regime?
A lot. It's all the boring stuff that no one ever wants to do. It's just watch what you eat and get yourself to the gym.
Any particular workout?
Are you trying to lose weight?
Well,
what's the deal, man? You look great.
No.
No, seriously. We have to talk about this. What do you want? Are you trying to fit into a cat suit?
The next moment involved a legendary comic whose response forced the interview to shut down. In 2007, Jerry Seinfeld's promotional tour for his new movie brought him to the legendary Larry King. Instead of focusing on the movie, Larry seemed fixated on discussing how Seinfeld came to an end.
180 episodes. You gave it up, right? I did. So. They didn't cancel you. You canceled them.
His odd remark shocked and insulted Jerry.
Aware of this? No, I'm asking you. You think I got canceled? Are you under the impression that I got canceled? Have I hurt you, Jerry? I thought that was pretty well documented. Is this still CNN? Don't most shows go down a little? Most people do also. But... Yeah, no, I went off the air. I was the #1 show on television, Larry. Do you know who I am?
By 2016, Jerry found himself back in the spotlight when a CBC interviewer attempted to inject race controversy into his professional life.
I have noticed that most of the guests are mostly white males of 22 episodes that you've had.
Yeah, let's get into that.
No, but you...
Take a look over here, Peter. What do you see? A lot of whiteys. Oh, this really pisses me off.